Well, I'm Destiny Delancey, as mentioned before. I work with the University Advisement Center, so I am actually outside of the College of Arts and Sciences. And I want to reiterate that, the pre-professional offices, both on the Hattiesburg campus and on the Gulf Park campus, are here to serve all students, regardless of major or regardless of affiliated college. And so, really, we do welcome everybody who's interested in healthcare or law, and we'd love to tell you a little bit more about the resources that we have available today. So, we're going to start off by talking about our healthcare services. Um, on the Hattiesburg campus, that would be covered by Dr. Reagan and I. And then also on the Gulf Park campus, that would normally be covered by Tiffany Kirsten. Unfortunately, she could not be with us here today, but you will see her information later on in the presentation. So we cover quite a few different areas of both undergraduate and graduate level professional programs. The ones we currently cover are dentistry, dental hygiene, medicine, occupational therapy, optometry, pharmacy, physical therapy, physician assistant programs, radiologic sciences, and veterinary medicine. Now, that being said, if you find that you are interested in a healthcare program outside of these, you are still welcome to come talk to us, and we can try to help you find resources for those. These are just the ones that we see students most often for. But we do occasionally see students for additional programs like respiratory therapy. And while we may not have as much information available on those programs, we can certainly at least help you in your search for information and maybe also help you get connected to a few other areas of healthcare that you might be interested in as well. One of our primary resources is advisement and course selection. So this does not take the place of traditional academic advisement. You do still have to see your academic advisor every semester, but you can come to us whenever you would like in order to get more information about what courses are necessary for your career path, because each of these programs has its own unique set of prerequisites that you must take at the undergraduate level in order to get admitted to either the supplementary bachelor's program or the graduate level program that you're interested in. In addition, we do provide and maintain web pages with this prerequisite information. So it is always available on our website for you to see. We also can help adapt course plans to your particular major and graduation goals. So even if you are majoring well outside of the sciences, let's say in business or even in English or history or art, we can help you find a course pathway that's going to get you to your goals. And this is where I really want to emphasize again, not only are we open to students of all majors, but all of these programs will accept students of all majors. You do not have to be a science or business major in order to go into dentistry or medicine. You ultimately can follow whatever path you most enjoy. And we always do encourage that your major pathway be something that you are passionate about in the event that it does take longer than you expect to get into these programs because they are highly competitive. That being said, regardless of what you major in, we can help adapt a course plan to your needs. And we can also recommend additional coursework for your specific professional goals. We have additional supplementary courses on campus, such as healthcare ethics and some other electives that can be really beneficial for students who are seeking careers in healthcare. So, Dr. Reagan, would you like to talk about our speaker series?
Sorry, I was muted. All right. Our speakers come from multiple different kind of pathways. We have many individuals from the admissions office of surrounding professional schools come and present, usually associated with our student organization or one of the pre-professional courses that we offer. And in addition to that, we have just informational sessions where recruiters will come and talk about their program and provide information for students. For example, yesterday we had Dr. Malloy from William Carey University come and talk about the pharmacy program that they have. And he didn't really focus on what are the prerequisites? He really talked about what does it mean to go to a professional school. It was actually a very interesting, very informative presentation. I learned a lot, and it was really interesting to see what kind of pedagogical teaching methods that they're using in the professional schools and how USM can kind of mirror that. So that was interesting as well. We've had physicians that have presented for our student groups, just talking about what was their experience, what did they do as an undergraduate, and how did that impact their kind of progression into whether it was medical school or pharmacy school, and just giving the students that chance to see kind of someone else's story. Can they relate to this? Can they usually have lots of really good questions for these individuals? And we've had some of these speakers that are first year med or dental school students. We've had some of those students this past semester, and we've had individuals that graduated from USM back in the 80s come and talk about what their experience was. So it's a very kind of far-reaching and broad scope of speakers, just giving students information about what to expect. And then of course we always have the admission officers from the various schools come and talk and give really good information about what they're looking for, and they always provide advice and encouragement to contact them so students can actually make a connection with the schools, and they have guidance counselors for the academic or admission programs through those programs as well. Destiny, you want me to talk about the student groups while that's up as well?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so we do have student organizations. These are student-led organizations that kind of revolve around some aspect of pre-health. AED, Alpha Epsilon Delta, is a healthcare pre-professional honor society. It is an honor society, so there are kind of requirements for joining the national organization. We do have chapter affiliation as well. And this is lots of different individuals. It's not just pre-med. So we've got individuals that are interested in many of the healthcare fields, pre-dental, pre-pharmacy, all of those. And they meet monthly. We have speakers come in. They do, we're setting up to do some community service type of activities, just giving students a chance to interact with other students that have similar interests, and also help build that resume and that application. AMSA, which is the American Medical Student Association, is more tailored to pre-med students. And often we have students that are part of AED that are also part of AMSA. And these individuals are focusing on what do we need to do to, make ourselves really good candidates for medical school. So they have organized MCAT study groups. They have organized different types of community service. We have some really good officers that are looking at different ways to adapt to the COVID restrictions, because shadowing, which is often an important component of your application, is not as easy right now as it may have been in the past. So they're looking at different things that they can do to help kind of fill that need. And then recently, the Pre-Dental Society was formed, and this is for pre-dental students. And they're very active. They meet twice a month. They have speakers, again, similar to what we have I described earlier, but they also are working towards, studying for the admissions exam for dental school, and looking at other things that they can do to help prepare themselves. They're very, very active. They're a good group of students with the Pre-Dental Society. So those are the three that I am the faculty advisor, and there are other organizations on campus as well, but we do have these student-led groups that give you a chance to interact with someone that's in the kind of situation that you're in right now. So you have us and the pre-professional office to ask questions about, but you also have students, peers that you can interact with as well.
Okay, so in addition to those three groups that Dr. Reagan is the advisor for, we also do have the Minority Association of Pre-Medical Students. So again, this is very much geared towards pre-med. It is not directly sponsored by the pre-professional office, but it is very active on the Hattiesburg campus. And I'm unsure if they have a chapter on the Gulf Park campus, but it is worth looking into. It's a well-regarded association and definitely worth looking into. All right, sorry, I appear to have some issues continuing with the slideshow. All right, so something else that we offer is application review. We do offer assistance with completing and reviewing pre-professional applications. Typically, this occurs in junior or senior year, depending on your program. But when you are in the application phase, we definitely can help you make sure that you have everything written out well in a way that admissions committee members will respond to, and that everything is in order, because these applications can be tricky. We also offer occasionally individual meetings with admissions counselors to establish application readiness. We do have several admissions counselors from several universities in the Mississippi area, and even some in the Alabama, Louisiana area, that have offered to allow our students to meet one-on-one with their admissions counselors, just to give your resume a once over and make sure that you're doing everything you can to be a competitive applicant. Now, we also offer personal statement review. Each of these programs does require some form of a personal statement. And so we do some collaboration with the Writing Center. We definitely can get you connected over there. They know exactly what to look for, and it's really helpful to have multiple sets of eyes on your personal statement before you submit it. And we also offer writing resources and workshops throughout the year. So far this year, we've been unable to do so just due to COVID restrictions and difficulties planning around that. But we do typically offer at least one personal statement workshop each year. And again, if you just need some revisions, or if you need help finding a theme for your personal statement, you can always come to us. We are more than happy to help you with that process. And then we also offer mock interviews. The interviews we do are typically tailored to prospective schools. They can include some, questions about the school's mission statement, and they're done in the style of the school that you're applying to. So we do both the traditional interview style, that is either one-on-one or one with a panel. And we also do the MMI style interviews. That's many multiple interviews. Basically, what that entails is, instead of one long interview in front of one person or a panel, where you only get to make one first impression, instead it's 8 to 10 smaller interviews. Each one has one particular question that you're focused on. You have a few minutes to prepare, and then you go in, and each room has a different interviewer. So you have multiple chances to make a good impression. It really reduces bias in the admissions committees, and it really gives a better perspective into how you're going to perform in professional school. And so we can help prepare you for both types of interviews. And we do offer collaborations with career services. Again, this was something that we were relatively unable to do this year because of COVID, but we do yearly workshops with career services on how best to prepare for interviews, and we do full scale multiple mini interviews in a round robin style, just to get you familiar with that pattern of going from room to room, preparing within a few minutes, and then giving your answer within a set time frame. So, Dr. Reagan, would you like to talk about our courses?
Yes, definitely. So we do have 2 courses that are offered through BSc, Biological Sciences, that are geared towards individuals interested in either one of the pre-health professional programs. It's sort of was originated for pre-med, but we have made and kind of expanded that, both of these courses, for other pre-professional like dental school or even veterinary school. So the first is the BSc 392. This is our Hatton externship course. It's provides us a chance for students to receive credit for shadowing a physician or a dentist in the community, or in their own community. So the expectation is that the student is going to spend 20 hours shadowing an individual, and that during that process, they are writing reflections and really thinking about how they can kind of tailor those experiences to what you would do with the application. So there is some writing component to the course as well. Obviously, right now with COVID restrictions, this course has been very difficult to maintain. I do have some students going through the course this semester, thanks to Tiffany on the Gulf Coast. She was able to expand our kind of partnerships with other clinics on the Gulf Coast campus, because many in the Hattiesburg have uh, restricted shadowing at this point. I have opened the course up to all 3 semesters. And typically, we only offered it in the fall semester, but I'm offering it in the summer and the fall because of just connections I'm making with local physicians that are willing to allow shadowing in the summer and spring semester. So we're kind of expanding that. One of the benefits of this, obviously, you're getting shadowing experience. Most of these pre-professional programs do require a certain amount of shadowing, just so that you're familiar with what it's going to be like in that particular career. But also you get course credit. There is an application process, so there are some prerequisites that students have to meet to enroll in the Hatton externship. And if you're interested, just contact me. My information's on the pre-professional website to discuss this course in the future. And the other course we offer is the $399, which is the MCAT prep course. This is offered in the spring semester, and it is similar to what you would think of with an MCAT prep course. These are, sometimes very expensive programs that students can enroll in through private companies, but we offer this on campus as a 2-credit course, non-majors course, where we review the content that is covered on the MCAT, which is the admissions exam for medical school. And one of the unique things about our prep is that we have faculty members from the different areas that are going to present the information. So I teach the biology section, and my background's in biology. Currently, Dr. Masterson is covering the chemistry and biochemistry, Dr. Sorolla covering the physics, and we have an individual that covers the psychology and sociology as well. So it's not only are we covering the content, but you've got experts in the field that are covering the content with you. And then we go over other materials as well. In this MCAT prep course, one of the written components is that we also work with students on their personal statement. So you're getting multiple levels of that assistance as you go through advisement with Destiny in the advisement's office, with me through pre-professional, and also with the courses that we offer. So you're getting many opportunities with many different individuals that are looking at these written statements that are part of your application. So it's a benefit to the students to have that kind of access to multiple individuals kind of helping you with these written statements, because you want it to be, authentic about your experience, but you also want to make sure that the writing makes sense. So you want multiple eyes on those different documents. So those are the 2 courses that we offer. Again, the $392 in the past was only offered in the fall, but I've expanded it. I've got it on the offered for the summer and for the next fall. And then the $399 course is usually offered in the spring semester. Destiny, I'll turn it back over to you.
All right, thank you for that, Dr. Reagan. Let me get my controls back. All right, here we go. So I'll leave it on the screen for just a moment if anyone wants to copy down this information or take a screenshot. Again, this is our contact information. Both myself and Dr. Reagan are housed on the Hattiesburg campus, though personally I am currently working remotely and can meet with any student that needs it. And then Tiffany Kirsten is the advisor for healthcare pre-professional students on the Gulf Park campus. And as you can see at the very bottom there, that's the link to our website. It's just usm.edu/pre-professional, relatively easy to remember, and it has a wealth of information for you. I highly encourage you to explore that website. maybe even look at areas that you didn't consider before. It can be really helpful to get that information to see what the process is, what your undergraduate career might look like, and so on and so forth. All right, so Jolie, Dr. Norad, would you like to cover the pre-law portion of this?
Absolutely. Thank you, Destiny. That was, and Dr. Reagan, that was very informative. Now we'll shift gears into the pre-law area of the pre-professional office. This area is designed to help students with mentoring, advisement, and information. Sorry. For students who are interested in a variety of professions within the legal realm. So you might be interested in being a lawyer or a judge or any number of other areas. What we are doing this year, this is our inaugural year. This is our first year with pre-law, so we're very excited about that. So a lot of our energy this year has been dedicated to getting things set up and getting things stood up for you. So we've been busy building a pre-law community at USM. And again, just as our presenters mentioned earlier, any law school, law schools take any major. So there's not one pathway to law school. I visit with students from time to time who are very concerned about choice of major. And again, it's an important concern for you. But in terms of law school admission, the door is open. Law schools are very intentional now, and they want a variety of majors, a variety of disciplines in their law school cohorts. So you'll be in law school with people who were music majors, biological sciences majors, accounting majors, criminal justice, political science, and the list goes on and on, nursing. So it's, all are welcome, and that's nice. And because of that, we've been working really hard this year at USM to build a pre-law community across campus so that we do a much better job of getting the word out about events such as these, and that we have a unifying presence for USM students, both on the main campus and on our Gulf Park campus, because we want students to know that these services are there regardless of your major and regardless of your campus. So we want you to visit us. We want you to feel welcome and know that we're here to support you as you work through making these very important decisions about your next step. So as I mentioned, we are promoting events. We're trying to raise awareness about the pre-professional office, about healthcare, and about pre-law at USM. So you'll begin to see increasingly, more and more events on our calendar related to pre-law. Healthcare has been just vibrant and robust for many years at USM, and we're very proud of that legacy. And therefore, we want to do the same for students who are interested in law and law school. So I would continue to encourage you to please check out our events calendar on our website, because that's going to be where you can find up-to-date information about events. We have another event coming next week where we're going to host our LSAC ambassador, Ms. Jennifer O'Connor. She's going to come and provide us with information about the Law School Admission Council, what that organization can do for students. As a student who will be applying to law school, you're required to join the LSAC. And she's going to give us some very helpful advice on law school admissions. And then the following week, we're going to have another session, another virtual event at noon. So you can join us on Zoom at noon. I've developed a little tagline, but come see us, and we're going to have a recruiter roundtable. We're going to have admissions and recruitment representatives from University of Alabama, LSU, Mississippi College, Ole Miss, who are going to join us and give you some helpful hints on how to get into their law schools. So we're excited about those. And again, we want you to stay in touch. Okay, Destiny, I'm ready for the next slide. I tend to go off sometime on a tangent. I'm not great at following the script. But the pre-professional office is there to help, all, just like with, as Dr. Reagan mentioned, with mentorship and guidance. We help you to find a major that is a good fit for you, to consider the various types of law that are out there, and very different careers within the legal realm. We want to make sure that you are connected to the legal and judicial community while you're here. Again, with experiential, opportunities such as internships, job shadowing. Those look a little different now during COVID, but they are available. And so we don't want you to think that it's impossible. It is a little bit more challenging. And so we have to be creative with our placement, but we have some unique connections. I'll let Jolie and Aaron talk about some of the unique opportunities that exist along the coast, but we're here to help you. You know, we have students who come in at all different points in their academic career. It might be a freshman, might be a prospective student, might be someone in their junior or senior year a little further along. I've also talked with alumni who are thinking about coming back and applying to law school. So we see students at all points along the spectrum. So we're here. We also can help you with developing your application package. You want to be competitive. And as was mentioned earlier, we want to have, different sets of eyes on your application package. The more feedback and input you receive, the better your application package is going to look. Again, many of us understand what those admissions panels are looking for in that application. There are things that you can, there's information you can include that's necessary, but there's also information that you can include that can really distinguish you from the other, 200, 300 applicants. So law school admissions are and applications are robust this year as they have been in previous years. So it's not slowing down. So, we need to be as competitive as possible in that process. This is our first year to have our professional speaker series in the area of pre-law. So again, keep checking our events page, and we're going to be pushing out information through a variety of channels. But we are working hard to get information into your hands. So the more information you have, the better prepared you'll be for that admissions process. And we're here to, to really help you navigate that, to demystify that process. It can be scary and intimidating, when you first start, and a little overwhelming. What is LSAC? What do I need to do? So we're really working hard to look for ways to minimize that anxiety and help you, and come to us with questions. There are no stupid questions. We want you to reach out. So we're going to be providing those speakers and those visitors and those panels for you to, again, to get helpful information with. Your application, we'd love to help you with your personal statements. I've been reviewing several of those for students this semester. What do I put in there? What do I leave out? Those types of questions. You may have things in your history that you may not think are important, but they can be very important, and they can really inform that admissions committee about who you are as a person and why you would be a good fit for their law school and their student body. Also, the LSAT, very important admission criteria, your LSAT score. We have an upcoming webinar, I'm sure Jolie's going as well, on the LSAT. They're releasing future testing dates. It looks like those dates are going to continue to be virtual through 2022. So we'll be getting more information. I know there's been some frustration from students I'm helping now, trying to figure out what other dates will be available this year as they're planning their admissions timeline. And that is another thing we do work with students on, is kind of how to plan appropriately, how to allow enough time, especially in your junior and senior year, to develop your application package, to take the LSAT. Maybe you want to take a prep course for the LSAT with an external vendor. You know, how many times do I need to take the LSAT? Those types of questions. So we're there to help you make those decisions as well. And just, you know, regarding the LSAT, I do tell students to always prepare to take it more than one time. So when you're budgeting for your timeline, we're going to encourage you to consider that. We hope you do. We hope you knock it out of the park on that first administration and you get a wonderful competitive score that you're proud of and that will put you not only in admissions range, but in scholarship range for law school, because we'd love for someone to fund your law school career. That's even better, right? None of those pesky loans to worry about. But we want to help you. And so, you know, being strategic about when you take the LSAT, how you prepare for the LSAT is important. And while we don't have time today, those are some of the issues that will be discussed in our two upcoming events that you've been invited to and that you'll find on our events page later. So, okay, Destiny, I'm ready to move forward. Jolie, stop me anytime. And you know, Jolie's on our Gulf Coast campus, and she has, we're working together as a team to make sure students on both campuses are served. And I really want to thank her and thank Aaron Flowers for really contributing to this effort and being there, because we, again, our mission and our goal is really to serve students and help you get to where you want to be. We do have degrees. We do kind of have the more of the traditional ways or pathways to law school. We have, you know, two majors on campus that have pre-law designation. So they have a pre-law track, and that's philosophy and political science. And both of those are wonderful ways to prepare for law school. They're wonderful degree plans. And so those offer options for students. But again, any major is appropriate for law school. So you're not limited to those, but those are certainly, you know, again, designated pre-law. We have as many students that go into criminal justice, forensic science, accounting, music. Music's probably a little less. I shouldn't oversell that one, but you know, but the sciences, construction management. We actually, I'm trying to get an alum to come back and speak to a group who actually graduated in construction and went on to law school. So again, you know, it really is wide open. And regarding choice of major, I really encourage students, choose a major not just for purposes of law school, but choose a major that's versatile. That, you know, maybe law school for whatever reason doesn't work out or you change your mind. You want to have a degree that you're comfortable with using in alternative ways. So we want, you know, you to consider, have a holistic consideration when you think about your choice of major. Okay. Minors are also an excellent way to help you prepare for law school. So your choice of major is important, but many degree plans want you to also consider or require an academic minor. And so we have a great legal studies minor that is a wonderful way to prepare yourself for law school. The legal studies minor focuses a great deal on the civil aspects of law. We've got a, you know, criminal justice minor, forensic science minor, accounting minors that are other ways to, you know, prepare yourself. We are also working with the two Mississippi law schools right now to develop accelerated pre-law degree plans. These are also known as 3+3 degree plans. So we're going to be in partnership with our law schools to help students who are interested in earning a bachelor's and a law degree in 6 years instead of 7. So it will make it a little more efficient. These plans are not, you know, for every student. They're not, you know, every student is not interested in doing that. Many students want to have their senior year on their in college, and that's fine. The way these plans work is interesting, and many institutions are utilizing them as another option for students. We're getting close to having ours in a proposal fashion so that we can move forward. But essentially what you do is you do 3 years at your undergraduate institution. Your 4th year, those academic credits are really your first year law school credits. So you do 3 years at your college or your university, and then you go on to law school. You must go through the regular admissions process. You must meet all of the regular criteria and be accepted to law school. But your first year law school credits, normally 30 hours of credit, apply backwards. There is a reverse transfer. And so I know that can be a little, there's some technical language in there, but we apply those first year law school credits then to your undergraduate degree, and that completes your hours for the BA or the BS. Okay. And so it's an interesting tool for students who are interested in going to law school. All right, Destiny, next slide, please. Okay, well, I've got our contact information on here, but I don't want to open us up for questions quite yet. Jolie, do you have anything you'd like to offer before we shift gears?
No, you really covered all of the opportunities that we have coming up for students. Just want to echo that we are working with Dr. Nord on the Golf Park campus to offer the exact same services. And the one good thing about the virtual world is that we're able to offer events on both campuses right now. So definitely, if you're at the Golf Park campus, know that we can help you with both the pre-law and the pre-health with Tiffany, who couldn't be here today, but she is also working hard with the Hattiesburg counterparts to bring all of those opportunities to the Golf Park campus as well. I am going to put the pre-professional events link in the chat, just so you all can go ahead and view some upcoming events. A couple you might have to register for, so you can go ahead and do that if you see that available. So I will put that in the chat so that y'all can start writing some things on your calendar.